would think this little stream could turn into such a dangerous gusher, it could threaten someone's life. Mine, for example. Well, let's squeeze this minor creek into a narrow canyon and see what happens. When I look down on the little Santa Anita Canyon from the Mount Wilson Trail, the sound of water grinding over the rocks sets off all kinds of mental images. This is going to be one wet canyon. We drop into a place called First Water and change into wetsuits. After we start down the creek, the canyon walls close in, and our focus for the rest of the day is battling the rushing water. It dictates where we can walk, or if we have to scramble, or even swim. Often than not, we don't know how deep the water is until we actually step into it. Finally, after slipping and sliding our way from the creek to rock to dry land, we hit the first major obstacle, a thundering waterfall plunging 40 feet into a knee-deep pool. The only way forward is to set up a rope on an anchor and rappel down. On rappel! The first thing that comes to my mind is how powerful the water is and how fragile I suddenly feel. I've descended this canyon 8 times, and the water has never been this intense. After hooking into the rope, I start the rappel and immediately lose my footing. I have to grab the wet rock and fight the waterfall for balance. If the rest of the 14 rappels are like this, we are going to be pummeled. Another 40-foot rappel follows, pretty much down the middle of the waterfall. I have to trust my shoes will stick to the wet rock. Now, if I lean back, I'm more perpendicular to the surface and have a better grip. The way down is uneventful, no acrobatics required. Then, we come to the nastiest rappel so far, the spout, it's called. Here, the water is concentrated into such a tight groove, it feels like I'm about to step into a fire hose turned on full blast. I start down. I slip. My foot gets caught in the groove. Water pours into my face and I can't breathe. I try to dislodge my foot. All I can hear is the gushing water. I finally push away from the rock far enough to get my head back in the air. Gasping, I descend the rest of the way. I truly thought I might drown. While unclipping from the rope, I remember one of the truisms of canyoneering, that once you're in, the only way out is continuing down. There are no emergency exits. The The rappels go on. The water goes on. I'm starting to enjoy myself. There's a rhythm to it all. The thundering sound, clipping into the rope, struggling down the next waterfall. Sinking sometimes waist deep in the pool below. At times, it has the atmosphere of a diabolical water park. And then we come to the pothole, rappel number 13, the penultimate obstacle. First challenge, a 35-foot drop into an 8-foot deep pool of swirling dark water. Next challenge, swim through the pool to a smooth rock ledge. Now it's so easy when you have a pack
out of the
on.
way. Jay. I think I'm straight away.
Last, climb out of the pothole into another narrow pool with the last rappel at the end. Finally, after feeling beaten up by the water and rocks, we have one last insult. Climbing over a fence restricting people from a flood control area. The signs say nothing about going out in the opposite direction. As a final note, we all survived, obviously, although at least 2 of us left a little blood behind. And all 5 of us can't wait for the next canyon. Stay tuned.